Hey, good morning, everybody. What is happening? We are a little bit early just to try to let people come on in. Chris Burns, what is up? You are the first comment. Awesome to see you. How is everybody doing this morning? We only have just one person on right now. I know I didn't announce this early. No worries, but we're going to get everybody a chance to jump on here and get here for the 8 o'clock show. Chris Burns, what is up with you? How are you doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. I got my coffee. Western Colorado does not know that it is spring. It is gray and cold. Rural delinquent, what's going down? Actually, spring in Colorado is always snowy and cold. That's just the way it is. Dean Thomas, there's my mama. Good morning, mama. I love you. Seat time, what is up? How's it going, Woody? How are you? While you guys are watching, make sure you give us the thumbs up. That would be awesome. If you're watching live, what you have to do is go out of the chat, hit the thumbs up, and then come on back in. And if you're watching later, just give us a thumbs up. That's awesome. Chris, I know, finally we're back. Jeff Elmore, what's happening, man? Haven't talked to you in a long time. How are you? Bruce Kennedy, aloha, how are you? Lance Frazier, I am glad we made it back. Yesterday it actually was a bit trying. We had some epic things. Since we got a little time before 8, I'll give you the story. Ed Dugan, good morning. Countershocks, what's happening? There's my dad watching from OKC and during second round of COVID. Ugh, that's no good, Dad. Heal up. P&W representing Dirt Freak, what's happening? Big Chuck. It is, like I said, it's actually spring here. This is what spring does. Keith, the jet lag actually never really got me too bad. It's 4 hours different. It's 4 hours earlier there. Not bad. Roger Hurd, what's happening? So yeah, the the coming back. we were on a red eye on Tuesday night to get back Wednesday morning, and everything was good. We're sitting in the airport in Honolulu, hanging out, and I just checked my email and it says that something had been changed on my itinerary. I'm like, that's weird. Maybe it's something. So I go check, and everything had changed. They had changed us to the next day at 4:40 p.m., going to Minneapolis, and then to Denver. I'm like, what the? It was going to be basically a whole day later. I'm like, that's not going to work. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what happened. So I go talk to the gate agent. Fortunately, I get there, and they were awesome. I have to say a huge, massive shout out to everybody we worked with at the airport, both with Delta and United. All of those people were brilliant, amazing employees. I cannot say, and I can't say that all the time about the airport. They were amazing, both in Denver and Honolulu, and even LA. So big shout out to those guys. They crushed it. Sorry, I got an email there. They absolutely crushed it. Really, really, really happy about that. So I went up, I talked to her. She's like, oh, it looks like your flight from LA to Denver got canceled. So the whole itinerary shifted to be this next day. I'm like, that's not going to work at all. So long story short, they got us on the plane that night, got to LA. We transferred to a different airline, to United. And we got on that thing, got home. We were a couple hours late, but no big deal, right? We still had time. So we get in the car. We're heading back home. Mike Bernardo, aloha, how's it going? And we're heading up over the mountains. I was a little bit worried about the weather, but we're on the way, and it wasn't bad. I'm checking traffic cams ahead of us. It looks good. And then we get to Edwards, and we were 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours getting through Edwards, Colorado. I don't know if it was a wreck or there had been rocks on the highway earlier that day, but they said they had them cleared. Oh my gosh, it sucked so bad. We're just sitting on the highway, parked basically. Sucks. Denny Horstrom, how's it going? Mojave Mike, aloha. And so we're sitting there. Of course, the kids are just over it. I'm over it, like super over it. Just not into it at all. And we finally, like, all right, what are we giving? We get down to before Glenwood. Finally, it's whatever. It's nuts how long it took to get there. And then it pours rain like crazy, absolutely crazy. Pours rain all the way back. It was miserable. It sucks so bad. But we got home. It was like 11:30 last night. We were all so happy to be home. All right, we're here. Hold on. I got to do my new. This is my new thing. Welcome to the Gospel of Two Wheels, number 222, where the coffee's hot, the bikes are fast, and your comments are absolutely ridiculous. I love you people. It is so good to be back. Is Edwards the road they're working on? No, it was I-70. I heard that it was a wreck. Someone said it was a wreck. I don't know. Yeah, Bruce Kennedy, it did tax the family dynamic. Actually, fortunately, Ewan was asleep. That helped. And Thomas took it way better than I could. I was the one getting mostly fired up. And Edwards, like I said, Edwards is just a town below Vale. It's Avon. Mom, which vehicle were we in? We were in the van, which was good because it was big and able to spread out and not be jammed up. Hey, there's Roger Hurd. Yeah, everybody say hi to my mom, Suzanne Spradling. That's my mama. Say hi. So yeah, it was a bit of a taxing thing, but we're back from Hawaii. We had a blast. We got to see Hawaii. I've never been there. It was definitely, something to see. Yes, Keith McQueen. I had a great time. I'm really happy we went. I am not an island guy at all. Like I said, I had fun. I was able to relax and do cool stuff, but that is not my jam. It's I don't find the peace of just sitting on an ocean watching waves. That's cool, I guess. For some people, I guess it's very relaxing. For me, it makes me feel like I'm missing out on something. Like I should be doing something with my life, even if it's just having fun. I go, I don't know. It was cool. Very grateful. Very, very grateful to get out of the snow. Very grateful to be there for Adam. Very grateful for all the opportunity and all the people I met. To the people I met, if you're watching this from Hawaii, you guys are amazing. I love you so much. I really hope I get to see you again, either there or here. Hopefully it's here. I'd love to show you guys some of our terrain. That stuff is nuts. But yeah, I'm a mountain guy. I'm a West guy. I've spent my entire life out in the West. I grew up in Oklahoma. A lot of people don't do, they don't consider Oklahoma the West, but it is the West. Especially if we go back to the 1800s. It was way west. And open, just giant open land with tons of things what are you saying? Like big and spread out. I love big and spread out. Also, Hawaii is the most expensive place I've ever been in my entire life. That was like everything there. It's like they added a one ahead of it. It's like nuts. And I do Hawaiian. I don't know if I do Hawaiian time well. I don't. Yeah, I don't do the relax in the car. Like I'm always in a hurry. I know that maybe that's a vice, but it is what it is. So, but let's talk about the race. Let's talk about the race because the race was, and honestly, it was an awesome time. The kids had a blast, and they love being out in the ocean. We saw tons of whales because it's whale season, and that made my wife beyond happy, beyond happy. She was so excited to see whales. It was really cool. Yes, Keith McQueen. I love it. So let's talk about the race. Let's talk about the craziness that was Endurofest. Going to White Rock. Where's White Rock? I don't know where White Rock is. Counter Shocks, White Rock. You're not talking about Grinding Stone down in Page, I don't think. But no, I'm not. I'm not going anywhere for a while. I got to get some work done. I got to make some money to pay for that trip. But it was, again, we had a wonderful time. I'm mostly happy that I got the kids out. of our local area and got them to see a completely different culture. I know it's still the United States. I know it's still very much like here, but it's different. It's the most different that those boys have seen. They've been back east, like to the East Coast before, and that's pretty different. But this is really cool for them, and I'm really happy they got to see that. And I'm happy I got to be there for Adam. So let's talk about the race. We did track walk, and it was like nuts. I'm like, wow. We walked like probably, oh man, we must have walked 6 miles on the track walk. We were all over the place, and it was really cool. And I was like, this is gnarly. And the rocks, you're just walking, the rocks are super slippery. And this is a very dry time of year for them. I thought it was going to be crazy wet because it was raining in Honolulu, and I guess it was raining in Turtle Bay, but it was not raining right there, which is weird considering the island is only like 25 miles across from the big ends. But that's how it works there. And so it was very dry. So all of you Hawaiians who watch this are going to laugh when you hear me say it was slippery. And they were laughing at us mainlanders anyway, because they're like, man, this isn't slippery. We ride this when there's running water. It's like, holy moly. So we track walked. It was super cool. It was really neat because you start up, like the motocross track is pretty dry and actually dusty. And you hike down into these canyons. It's wet and jungly and overgrown and birds and abandoned trees and just really cool stuff. So Adam was like, all right, this looks good. He was excited. Race day came. We got up there early. There were 400 entries, and it was nuts how many people showed up. Hey, Tony Andrews, Garrett Anderson. Yes, the mountains do make weather, especially you're at 0 elevation. So it's like whatever's coming across the ocean, it hits and goes up, and it changes drastically as it goes up the hundreds, thousands of feet on the Big Island. Where race day comes, bike was working really good. Adam's super happy with it. The way it was running, had to do a couple adjustments right there on the line, actually, with the clutch lever. Got that dialed in. And they started, Adam was on the 29th line. James, it's wet in Baja. That's awesome. Good morning, Paul Yancey. Whoa, there he is, Paul. Good morning, Paul Yancey. Whoa, there he is, Paul. It was so good to see you live, man. It's been a long time. The trip was awesome. And good morning. So we, Adam got a good start. He was actually second off the line on his row, 4 guys, no big deal. And he took off. So then I hiked over to the kind of hardest section of that day. Although I think there were some other mud holes that turned out to be quite a bit of a pain in the butt, but I'm glad I was where I was, because it was good viewing and nice. Don T, good morning from Vegas. So we headed out, and I'm watching guys. Colton Haker came through first like it was nothing, and then the carnage started. Not long after him, there's a lot of pros crashing on this one little. It was just a little thing, but it was pretty awesome. And I don't have any video of that up yet. It's coming. That was on my big camera. I didn't have the phone out taking those videos. So super cool 12-mile race. Adam came through later than I really hoped. I was like, man. And it turns out he'd gotten stuck in a big bottleneck around this mud hole, and it was craziness. And so I was like, whatever, no big deal. Didn't matter. It was just determined starting time for the next race. So no big deal. Next race comes that afternoon. It's going to be 2 laps on the same course with a couple added gnarly sections. So I hiked out by myself and ended up running into everybody, all the locals on where to watch, which was super cool. It's the Kings Valley. Those videos are up here in shorts and on Facebook and stuff like that. And that's, I had the drone, which was awesome. I flew that thing in the river valley, like looking down, and it was like mayhem down in there. And Tristan Hart led and won that. He actually won the whole thing. Spoiler. So Tristan came through, buttered it. I think Haker came through in like 3rd or 4th. I can't remember. I think he was in 4th, and he would pass for 3rd. Almost hit me. It's funny. Those guys are absolutely incredible. I thought I was standing way out of the way. Like I thought, and all of us, right? So there's, I don't know, a whole bunch of us down there watching. And I really believed that I was way out of the way. And Colton comes in, and he kind of was behind I forget who. I think it was one of the local guys, and he was behind him and trying to make a pass, and he's like looking around. He looks at me and just comes my way. I'm like, whoa! And so, I mean, it wasn't like he was going fast, so it was easy for me to kind of get out of the way. And I was like, and he brushed me with his handguard as he went by, and I said I was super sorry. Fortunately, I didn't mess up. He still made the pass. It worked out. But those guys see lines way different than the rest of us, because like maybe 6 other people went that way, maybe all day, and everybody else was funneling down the normal line through these giant rocks, and it was so cool to see him like see something and make a move and go around a guy where I would never ever have thought someone would ride their motorcycle. It was really, really cool. So yeah, I'm there. It was absolute mayhem. Chains are coming off of bikes. People are swearing. There's bikes being thrown on the ground. It was nuts, right? And it was a really cool place to watch. I got really awesome drone footage because I was able to fly it just over their heads and just have it hover there and be, basically a stationary camera, and then pan it a little bit here and there. So that was really, really cool. But I never saw Adam come through. I'm like, where is that guy? And I'm like, I was super bummed. The bike had worked great in the morning, but of course, as the guy who built the bike, I was really concerned that maybe something went wrong, that I had messed up, or I cost him a race and I didn't know. So I was definitely worried. Like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I was super scared because, God, man, I hope I didn't screw up his thing. And I kind of thought that early for the first race too, because he was way further back. But when he came through, the bike sounded great. And when I talked to him afterwards, he said, no, the bike's working great. He was really impressed with the suspension. So I'm really happy with that. Because I have not done a lot of hard enduro valving. TBT has. I just personally haven't. So it was cool to see that valving and like how different it was. Put it on the bike, feel how different it was just in the kind of general, just bouncing around here, and then give that to a guy who does hard enduro and have him be really happy with it. So that was awesome. So I was like hiked back. The sweep guy finally came. I was down there for hours. Sweep guy finally came through, and like, well, so I hiked back out, and it's a long walk. And there was Adam. He's safe, and I was like, man, what happened? And he just got beat up, man. Like, he was just done. He just crashed physically. Like, he didn't. Well, I think he did tip over a few times, but like, just wore out. And he made it to checkpoint 2 that day, but didn't make it. They timed him out, pulled him out, so he just didn't make it down in there. And when I talked to him, I really think it was the slippery mud, and they call it Hawaiian ice, that just ruined him. I mean, absolutely ruined him. Which would have killed me, like absolutely killed me. Because standing on those rocks was like sketchy, and then as they came through, they were dragging more and more mud up onto them. It was the most ridiculous slippery stuff I've ever seen. And again, this wasn't even slippery for them. They were loving the conditions. The locals were loving the conditions. Hey, JS, preparedness and self-reliance. What's happening? Garrett Anderson. And the climate definitely didn't help. It was warm and humid, and his body anyway. So super bummed, honestly. Not like at Adam, just bummed because I was really hoping for a better showing for him. Really, I was hoping for him because I know he's really fired up about this championship, and he had a great finish at King of the Hammers. But it is so different in Hawaii. Like, that is a completely different game to me. I've never been to TKO, but talking to some other folks that were there, it's like TKO but on steroids in some ways. Like, it's nuts. So I didn't go out for the race on Sunday. I didn't go out and video on Sunday because I was really just there for Adam and for our race and all that. And since he was out, I figured I'd go spend some time with the family because the day before I hadn't seen the family at all. I'd been up there. The boys and Ruth didn't come up to the race because it was like there was a ton of people, and of course it just cost more money, and they wanted to go to the beach and see beach stuff. So they were going to maybe come out on Sunday, if Adam had made the main event, but he didn't. So we went out and did other things on Sunday. So I didn't get any footage of the really, really hard stuff. I guess it got ridiculously hard. Even Tristan Hart said that they broke the robot. Like, I think only 3 people finished 2 laps, or 3 laps on Sunday. It was funny because when we were track walking, we ran into Colton and I don't know, a couple other super badass pros, and they're like, "Oh man, it doesn't look that hard." I think, Corey Griffunder is like, "Yes, didn't look that bad. It's like it's not gonna be that hard." And I think they all found that it was plenty hard. It was absolutely 100% hard enough. Adam did go shoot, so hopefully I'm going to get some footage from him for the overall video. Hopefully I'll get that. I don't know. I'm sure I'll get some of it. It's just transferring those giant files is kind of a pain. But Adam went out and shot, and he was out all day. He didn't get back to the house we were staying until, it was after dark, so it was nuts. Scott Willard beach stuff. Are you talking about? Oh, the kids, yeah, beach stuff. So my kids love the freaking ocean. They love it so much. I'm the opposite. Like, I'm like, I don't want to get in the ocean. Like, it's not I'm scared of it. I just don't like it. I'm just, yeah. Anyway, I'm a Western open guy. As my dad said, don't fence me in. And that ocean is a giant fence. I guess unless you're into sailing. I could see that. That was actually an interesting thing. We see these sailboats way out there. It's like, man, that would be an adventure to try to, I don't know if I have the stomach for that. Like, I don't get seasick, but like the stomach for being that far away from everything for that long. But anyway, it was an epic trip, an absolutely epic trip. We had a ton of fun. It was really cool. So do you guys have any questions? Shoot me questions about dirt bikes in general. We're back after it. Normal stuff. Saw Jaws at 4 years old. Tiger. No, it's actually, my wife she's like, when I do go in the ocean, I just want to swim out. And she's like, no. Quick, short, sad story. I have a friend who lost his wife and daughter in the ocean, and right in front of him. And yeah, the whole family was there, and 3 kids, mom and dad, and 1 kid and mom got swept out to sea in a rip current and passed away. So I do have a huge respect for the ocean. I'm like, it's a big thing. But honestly, my thing with the ocean is I don't like being half naked in front of people. I don't like the way this looks, and I know no one else wants to see it. So I protect everybody from that, and I just go do my mountain things. Dat son, good to be back. And so, yeah. And, so the other thing we did that I just have to mention that was really moving was Pearl Harbor. We did it was like two trips because we didn't get tickets to go see the Arizona, which they're free, but you have to anyway. It's a whole thing. But we went to the Arizona, went to Pearl Harbor, and it was absolutely like brilliant. Like, it was amazing. I didn't think that I don't know. I didn't think it was going to be that moving. I knew it would be important, and I knew it would be something I would remember forever. But I was moved deeply to like, I don't know. It was a deep feeling of, I don't even know, sadness. I don't know. It was really cool to see, and I'm really, really happy that we did that. And yes, we are 2 white, and I'm not ashamed of my Rocky Mountain tan. I'm ashamed of the fatness, the chubbiness that is here. Also, I don't want a sunburn. As a kid, I got a nasty sunburn at a beach in Florida, and that was no fun. But I know how to take care of that. Roger heard I did not do any fishing. I didn't have time or the money to go out like on a deep sea thing because it was pretty expensive to go out. And I don't know how the deep sea fishing is off of Hawaii, but I'd like to go catch peacock bass there. They have bass in some of the freshwater, I think. But yeah, Pearl Harbor, guys. Honestly, that alone was worth the trip to Hawaii. 100% worth the trip to Hawaii to go see Pearl Harbor and honor those men and women who sacrificed their lives, and then all the ones who fought like hell afterwards. And then basically the fact that that was the start of the end of World War II. That was what brought us in, and eventually ended up with an atomic bomb. And there's a lot. God, there's so much going on right there. Like what that attack caused, and the relating thing is yeah, it's crazy. So Ruth didn't. No, she did not have to tell me not to pack the Speedo. Yeah, no, I'm not that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. I'm modest, I guess, that way. People don't need to see the state fish and take a crack at pronouncing. Oh, nice, Garrett Anderson. I have to check that out. I'm sure. Like I said, I would love to go fishing there, and I'd really like to go riding there. I don't see the need to do any of the really hard stuff that they were doing, but there was some really cool. We were hiking through some really cool trails, like really, really, really cool trails through the jungle that looked phenomenal. Like not that hard, challenging, but not that bad. Mojave Mike water temp. It's like in the 70s. It's like classic Pacific Ocean. It's not super warm, but it's definitely not cold. It was fine. Everybody's laughing at me because I don't like being on the beach. I just don't. I like. I just would rather be in my gear riding dirt bikes than that. And like I said at the beginning of all this, I don't find peace from staring at the ocean, because all it does is make me feel like I'm missing out on what I could be doing. And so that was the other thing. We did some super cool hikes, like really cool. We went up to this pillbox, World War II pillbox that was up above Kahuku. No, I don't know. We saw two of them, and it was really cool. Like the one up in the woods was really neat, super super cool hike. Really really steep to get up there, and then just obviously beautiful view of the ocean. Don, you have to watch out for the parrotfish. Almost lost a finger to one. So the other cool thing is that I thought was really cool is as we were coming down the way, like there was a huge swell that came in. I didn't know that until we got there. But then the wind was nuts, so it blew out all the surfing. So the surfing wasn't good. Roger, yes, they tried to roll me back into the water. Broads, what's up, man? How's it going? When we came down, the freaking waves were hammering, and that's another reason I didn't let the kids go way out in the ocean, because they had all the beaches closed. They were like no swimming, because it was railing. It was triple overhead at Pipeline. And if you guys are surfers, that's big. And not only was it triple overhead, it was crazy wind, so it was choppy and nuts, and we didn't see people surfing until the very end of our trip when they finally got out there. Last time I was at the beach, I was thinking about all the dirt bike parts I could have got with the money this vacation cost. Yes, Andy. Yes. That's exactly right. It's exactly how I feel. And I feel so like I am so grateful to be where I am and do what I do. I kind of live in a vacation, and I live in the vacation that I would choose. As I grew up as a kid, my parents, Scott and Suzanne Spradling, who are watching, I love you, took me to the mountains, to the west, to Montana, Idaho, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, and it was so formative and so important to me to be up in the mountains, fly fishing, hiking, camping, and being there, it just, that's all I wanted to do growing up. And so when I grew up, and I, let's be honest, grew up, I had the opportunity to be where I wanted to be. I came here, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm riding dirt bikes, I'm fly fishing, I'm hiking, I'm camping. I live where I want to be all the time. So it's kind of hard for me to take vacations because I kind of feel like I'm in a vacation. And if I have time off, I just want to go ride my dirt bike or go fish with my kids. So, yeah, big vacations like that are funky. I had a lot of fun, and I'm very grateful to Robbie, who helped make it happen, and to Adam, who let me be his mechanic. I'm really happy with how the bike turned out. Oh, also, quick, this is why Tiger. Yeah, I'm with you. First of all, Brody, no Thursday night ride tonight. It's snowy and wet. It poured rain. And Grit Motorsports, Sam, Top End Tommy, Two Stroke Timmy. The weather is what came into California a certain time later and destroyed the state. Yes, Bruce Kennedy, absolutely. So no Thursday night ride tonight, which sucks because this was supposed to be the first Thursday night ride, and this is the first one in I don't know how many years that we haven't been able to go. It's going to be so muddy out there. So I am going to work on bikes tonight, and if anybody wants to come down and hang out with me while I work on bikes, that would be, that would be awesome. I'll be down here probably pretty late. Is your mom always watching this low? Yeah, my mom's always watching this, Tiger Erickson. Absolutely. So some of that stuff those boys are riding looks horrific coming from a moto guy. Do you off-road guys enjoy all that bouldery stuff? Seems like a bike would be demoed after a day. Chad Gwynn, great question. So that stuff, the stuff you're talking about, that is Kings Valley, that is not what I like to ride. I guess I wouldn't mind trying to get through that if, like, that kind of looks like some of the stuff in Dry Creek. Not totally, but a little bit. But Dry Creek isn't slippery like that. So you can, like, way more traction and kind of pick your way through that. So it's not the same, but kind of, I don't enjoy that. Not all of us enduro guys like that. That is too much. And yes, bikes were hammered after that section. I mean, stuff was breaking off of those things. You could hear the metal man, it was brutal. Surprise, Arizona, nice and sunny. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, it is hard to vacation when you live in the Rockies, Dad's son. It is brutally hard to vacation. I mean, vacation, I just wake up and I'm like, oh, sweet. I mean, I get like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. That's a vacation. Gary Glover is awesome to be back. Even harder to vacation when you live in New England. New England, by the way, Tiger, is brilliant. My wife's family is from there. Her mom and dad grew up in New Hampshire, or not New Hampshire, Vermont. God, they're gonna crush me if I hear me say that. Grew up in Vermont, and it was Garrett. The metal I heard was paychecks. Absolutely. Vermont, New Hampshire. I've been to New Hampshire. I've never been to Maine though. I hear Maine is amazing. My dad used to go there as a kid. New England is beautiful. My only problem with New England, for me, is again it's hemmed in with all those trees and then not enough public land for my liking. But it's also awesome. Like I got no problems. I think New England is brilliant. It's a really cool, and that's another place I need to come ride. I really want to come ride New England. I've never ridden a dirt bike there. I've ridden street bikes through there, which is, man, is that fun. Holy crap, that's fun. But I need to get out and ride the dirt bike there because I think it would be a lot of fun. Any other questions, guys? I'm going to shut this thing down right at 8:30. I got to go pick up my puppy from the kennel because we got home. We were supposed to pick her up yesterday, but we got home so late that didn't happen. Oh, what an epic travel home. But all in all, guys, Hawaii Heart, first of all, to the Kahuku, I think it's Kahuku Motocross Club. I forget the club. Anyway, that was the Kahuku Motocross track. And to the Ride Hawaii, or the guys that put it on, you guys absolutely kicked butt and did an amazing job. That was a very well-run race. Everything was on time. It's like scoring was good. It was absolutely amazing. They did an amazing job. Honestly, I've been to lots and lots of races. That was one of the tops. They absolutely killed it. And yeah, they destroyed it. They did such a good job. So, and thank you all. You were all so happy to have us there, and I felt very welcomed. That was super cool. Denny Henstrom, please get with me for some advice on the TX. Send me an email, Morgan at Highland-cycles.com. That's cycles plural. You can email me there, or you can call the shop 970-240-2197. I won't be answering the phone here for a bit because we don't open till 9. And Garrett, poor kennel staff. It's funny. They actually really like Leia. They get along with her. I think they're very authoritarian people there, and they get along great with her. JS, yes, come ride. And Kickstart Kenny, yes, we have to mention Ken Roxon with the Kickstart for the win, literally in Indianapolis. That was awesome. Great friends up here in Michigan, retired outside Greenville, Tennessee, and beautiful. Yeah, Tennessee is gorgeous, and my mom did grow up in Nashville, and or just outside of Nashville, and yeah, Tennessee is gorgeous. I mean, I've been all through there. I just haven't ridden dirt bikes there. I need to go ride dirt bikes there. All right, guys, I got a boogie. It's going to be a crazy week. It's late in the week for me. I'm just getting back, so this is my first day back, and I will be filming and getting everything go. I love you guys so much. I love you, love you, love you. Punk Rock Club. You guys are my favorites. I love you more than everyone else. If you're new here, please consider giving us a subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And send us a message. Comment below. I'll definitely get back to you. I love you guys all so much. Have a wonderful day. Get out, spread the gospel, 2 wheels. And as always, I hope that what we're doing is inspiring you guys to work on, but more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes!